This is Tommy Watt for TXT Boxing and IFL TV. I'm joined by Lucas Big Daddy Browne. How you doing, mate?
Very good, mate. Very good.
So the night is upon us. You leave tomorrow for the UK. How are you feeling?
Feel very good. Feel very good. It's sort of getting to the point now where I'm extremely fit. I did a lot of bag work and stuff like that today. Was obviously sweating my ass off, but absolutely I wasn't out of breath in any way, stuff like that. So from that point of view, my fitness is peaking, which is great. Heading over in business class, so thank you Dillian again for the business class. But I should be good when I get there. It's a bit of a cold front apparently over there, so it will still be a little bit of a shock, especially for my trainer, South African Rodney, who wears thermals on a hot day.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I've ever seen him without long sleeves on, actually.
Poor Buster's gonna be. He's got his big hat. He's got from Russia though.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not. Although Chechnya wouldn't have been warm, right?
No. Well, we had the snow first in Russia.
Yeah.
And then went to Chechnya, and it was better. There was not as much snow and that, but it was still cold. Yeah.
So you like a trip to a cold country? And
I don't mind. Right. To be honest, I've been sweating my ass off here for a while now, so I don't mind the change, which is good. And then come back to the heat, so that's good.
Yeah.
But
no,
I'm very happy. I'm very calm. We've been through all the bullshit with Chechnya and the fight and winning and obviously getting taken off me and all that sort of stuff. We were talking about it the other day, myself and Rodney, and basically I've gone through the worst almost, do you know what I mean? And I'm still here.
Yeah.
It's made me mentally tougher, which I'm thankful for. You've got to take the good out of the bad, I suppose. And nothing else really phases me, so I'm just chilled, I'm happy and ready to do my job.
Yeah, it seems like you say you seem very relaxed, and I've never really known you to not be like that. So before the Shaqaev fight, you were pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
Compared to how you're feeling now to then, did you have more nerves before you left the night before Chechnya than you do now? And you obviously didn't have as much sort of, I guess, sparring partners lined up over there and things like that. It's a slightly different scenario.
I suppose there's only 2 points that would have made me somewhat nervous. Would have been obviously going to Chechnya rather than going to UK, which I've been to many times. Setting up in Manchester with Ricky and all the rest of it anyway, so familiar ground, all that sort of stuff. Obviously, good, the same language, no language barrier, stuff like that. So for me, that part is easier, as well as I'm not fighting a lefty who's not unknown, but he had a lot of background in amateurs and all that sort of stuff as well, So Dillian Whyte's pretty much what you get is what you see, or what you see is what you get, one of those, and he's a right-hander and all that sort of stuff, so I'm much more comfortable with the whole lot. Yeah,
and I know the UK gets a lot of stick for not being a hostile crowd and for being a hard away fight, but it's going to be an easier away fight than Chechnya was, surely.
The crowds they get really into it, which is good because it's something that we do like over here in Australia. There's a lot more people that get involved, and they really do get involved, which is great. So unfortunately, you've got to take the good with the bad with that. But if we had those crowds over here, it'd be sensational. So I think personally, walking out into the O2 Arena on the night, I think it's going to be a 50-50 split. There's going to be as many people wanting me to knock him out as there is supporting him, which is great. I think he's much like a mundane of the UK boxing scene, you know what I mean? So I don't know what he's like away from camera and all that sort of stuff. I have no idea. But at the moment, on camera, he's a dickhead.
Yeah, and he's certainly playing up that character, and obviously he's worked with other people in the past. He got into Joshua's scheme, which nearly worked for him. So it's a game plan that he has used in the past. He does like to get in people's heads.
That's right.
And I assume, in terms of the fight, you have yourself a game plan mapped out already.
We've got a few. It's hard to sort of look at someone and think, this is the way he's going to come out, because I change how people fight and then stop. I change how people fight, and I think at the same token, people would have thought I would have come out a certain way for Shaqaev, and I didn't.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I mean? So you can't sort of bank on that. You can sort of think, okay, he's going to do this, going to do that, which is fair enough. He probably would. The history shows that this is sort of what he does, etc. But you never really know. He could be a completely different fighter, handling my power and my jab and my right and all that sort of stuff, as he was for Joshua, sort of thing, So you can't really bank on it. But I'm ready for all different angles and all different things, and we've been working on so much more from the Shaqaev fight as well, which is another reason why I'm so much more comfortable, because I've taken what I had for Shigaev. I didn't show. I showed like 3 out of 10 things.
Yeah.
I'm more like the 8 out of 10 at the moment. You know, so yeah, I'm it's extremely happy.
Yeah, and in terms of I guess a barometer for Dillian, I guess the Chisora fight's probably as close as you're going to get to someone of your sort of size, power, and style.
Yep.
And we saw Dillian. He won the fight, but it wasn't an easy fight for him, which he expected coming into it.
I watched it and really picked it apart, and I think he lost, or at the very least a draw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even with Hellenius, like Hellenius was running a little bit, but it just shows how messy he is and how he does actually get very emotionally involved. So for the next 3 weeks, I will be getting him emotionally involved through social media and all that sort of bullshit. And then you just see how he reacts on the night as well. I'll talk to him, I'll whisper little things in his ear in the fight and stuff like that, and see how he reacts.
And so talking to Del Boy, I know you've got sparring lined up with him while you're over there, so that's obviously going to be a massive help.
Very happy. We got Gorman, Nathan Gorman, Ricky's boy. He's lined up. He had a nice win over the weekend and barely untouched basically. So I think he was about 4 stone heavier than the fella that he fought, unfortunately. So it wasn't much of a But he's fresh, so that's good. So when I'm in Manchester, I've got him. He's then also coming to London. So you got myself, Gorman, Chisora, and I believe there's 2 other fellas from that gym that sort of resemble a White of sorts. Yeah. I wouldn't have a clue who they are. I think Cash Ali was another one that was on the cards, but I said no because nothing to do with Cash Ali. I love the bloke. I've met him when I was in Sheffield with Towers and all the rest of it. But he has been sparring a lot with White, so I'd rather not. For the 1 or 2 days he was going to come down, I'd just rather not have cross pollinate.
And you say you never know which messages go which way.
Exactly right. I'd rather be surprised on the night rather than just having. And as I said, he's top bloke. I talk to him all the time, but just not for this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. And so just cannot wait to see how the UK fans react when we're down there. The heavyweight scene is absolutely buzzing. This weekend coming, we've got Lewis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder, our old friend. What are your thoughts on that fight, first of all?
I think Ortiz looks good. Like, he looks fit and ready. You see some of the things he's doing on the track and all this sort of stuff. He does look a little bit older. I must say, he does look a little bit older. But Deontay's just so cocky. You know what I mean? And I think the cockiness will be his downfall at some point.
Yeah.
He'll just be too cocky with a hand or something like that and get caught with something, you know what I mean? And especially, again, from a southpaw's perspective, he's just going to trouble him, I think.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, Ortiz is an absolute banger. Yeah. He's a southpaw. So, and from what we hear, we haven't seen too much of it, but from what we hear, Wilder doesn't take a shot on the whiskies too well.
No.
So, if Ortiz catches him with one down the pipe, do you think we could be saying goodnight to Johnny Wilder? If he does lose, is that the end of his aura, or can he come back from that?
I think he's always going to have the power to be able to come back. He'll probably come back with 2 or 3 like shitty little fights again, and work his way back up for sure. Yeah, that's right. About that. But I think he is a great personality for the sport and everything else as well, which is good. And he's got that power to do it. But he's never going to be the ultimate boxer. He's always going to be that guy that can knock you out with that one punch. So
very much a one-trick.
He is. And see Ortiz, especially with that he's got that nice left uppercut, which will come from a different angle, and then he's got the right hook to come after, which you just don't normally see, obviously, with an orthodox fighter.
And they breed them tough in Cuba as well, so you don't know how he's going to respond when he takes one. Will he come back?
That's right.
Most people have crumbled when they've taken Wilder's power,
unfortunately.
But will there be someone that can sort of take those on the whiskers?
Yeah.
And then moving ahead from that, we've got Povetkin Price on the undercard. And Parker, what are your thoughts on that? So I know you and Price were muted for a little while, and you obviously were the money to fight Povetkin at one point, so you probably had an eye on both those guys.
I was supposed to fight Price for the Commonwealth title, and he gave that up instead of fighting me, which was probably smart on his part anyway.
Yeah.
But obviously with all he's had a lot of shenanigans with people with drugs and this and that and all the rest of it. And I believe one of the statements he made was he'll never be involved with anyone who has been done for drugs, and here he is fighting Povetkin. So you can't sort of get much worse than that one straight off the bat. But money talks, obviously. So it might be a great way for him to come back. He can box. He's a great boxer, got power, everything else. But unfortunately, he hasn't got the chin. So we'll see how Povetkin goes with his reach as well, because he's quite tall. He's long.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting fight. And so I remember Dave Price coming through as that prospect before. There were question marks on his chin, and you couldn't really see any flaws in his game.
That's right. Hopefully he's fit as well. I think that's let him down in the past. Just the stamina issue.
He's a big lad. That's a lot of weight to carry around.
That's right.
And then obviously the big one, we got AJ Parker. I know we sort of mentioned that last week when we caught up, but I think that's a fight that's really captured everyone in the UK. Obviously Joshua's just a phenom when it comes to the publicity and things like that.
That's right,
Is the dream for you to beat Dillian and then to look at that as the next fight for you?
I think no matter what happens, and whoever you are in the heavyweight division, I think AJ at the moment is the cash cow, is the Vladimir Klitschko of now sort of thing. So anyone's looking at to get paid, and as I said, I was supposed to fight Parker, and he's taken the money, which is fair enough because I do the same thing. So I have no ill will against Parker. That's great for him, and hopefully he can do a great job. At least if he doesn't win, do a great job of it. Yeah. You know, so I just want the Klitschko Joshua fight was a nice heavyweight battle. You know what I mean? And I think heavyweight division needs that to get people more involved. You know, so hopefully the Ortiz fight, I can see a nice battle there. Show a few holes and all that sort of stuff, and it'd be good for the future for everyone.
Yeah, I think the heavyweight scene's gone for a few stages. So you had that stage where Klitschko's were holding all the belts. Fury came along and broke that up. Then there was that period where people were just collecting the empty belts. Then all of a sudden you had that fight between Wilder and Joshua, and all of a sudden it seems to be wide open again. Obviously you've got Joshua Parker, you've got Wilder, Ortiz, you've got yourself and Whyte, and then you'd expect the winners of these fights to all really fight each other pretty soon.
If I'm getting the silver belts on the line, all the rest of it, so that should put me in #1 ranking for the WBC. And White's got like top 5, I think, in the other sanctioning body. So it'll put me right back up there no matter what, and at least on the radar of everyone. So I'm assuming if they've got mandatories and things like that as well, so it may not be here I am sort of thing. Not as easy, unfortunately, but I'll definitely be in the mix, and I want to fight the top tier fellas. No matter how you look at it.
All right. And how have you seen things for yourself? Because so after you beat Shagayev, there's a huge swell of support, and obviously with everything that went on, that's the hype has died down. But we're starting to see the adverts on TV for main event now for this fight with Whyte. We're starting to see more and more publicity around yourself in the mainstream media. So are you starting to feel that again now as we're getting close to the fight?
Particularly, as I said in previous interviews, the Australian public has been sensational from day one, and I want to say thank you for that, because it has grounded me. I've thought so many different thoughts about different things, all the rest of it, but no matter what, the Australian public has always said, we believe in you, champ, we think you are the champion, all that sort of stuff. And it's nice. It's nice to feel that. Obviously from America and particularly UK, there's been a lot of slack, but that's just the way they are, and that's good on them, So at this point, I haven't really received much bad hate mail and all that sort of stuff, which is good. But I think, luckily for me, I'm going up against Whyte, who's half hated anyway. So I do get the ones that are on the Whyte side saying, you're going to get smashed, all the rest of it, that's standard. It'd be good to see on the night how many people are actually on my side, which is good. Yeah,
definitely. And so I take it, if you win, you'll be staying in the UK to watch the Joshua
I hope so, it's the heavyweight division, so you never know what's going to happen, all the rest of it. I could win. It could go 12 rounds, I could be busted up, don't really want to, sort of thing. So I haven't made any plans at this stage. It's just basically, I'm still got my flight the next day.
Oh, okay, you're flying back on the Monday.
We'll see how it goes. So if
welcome back. Sorry, just a bike crash which interrupted the interview there. So say last day for you, last night's sleep, say goodbye to the family, and obviously let Dylan know that you're moving out your mum's house.
See, my brother's house this time.
Oh, your brother's house now, right.
Not at my mother's house, at my brother's house. I don't know if that still makes me a piece of delivery man. But I'm at my brother's house.
That's right, as long as you're not going and picking up the dinner for everyone, you'll be all right. So you'll be staying in Manchester for your first couple of weeks and then heading down to London Fight Week?
I believe it's 11 days, something like that. So I'll get there on the 1st, so I think it's the 13th, and then head down to London. So I think it might be 2 different hotels and stuff, but it's going to be great.
And so if things went well, and obviously we know Duco got Parker, and if he wins, would a big fight over here appeal to you? Obviously not as much as the AJ fight, but would a big fight against Parker over here appeal more than a fight in America against Wilder? If you could pick one or the other, where would you sort of lie?
I haven't been to America to fight. I've been there a couple of times for the WBC conference and stuff, but not to actually fight. So I would love to go to America to fight, 100%. And I think, to be honest, there's probably more money in it for me in America as opposed to Parker. And it's just the fact that me and Parker, he'd have the belts, which is great, but I don't think the money's there to back low. And I still think out of all three, even if Joshua didn't have the belts, Joshua would still be the more money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'd love to bash Wilder. I think that'd be a good one. So Wilder first.
Wilder first.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I like the green belt.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, it's a lovely belt. So we'll be getting a silver version of it.
That's right.
In a few weeks' time.
It actually says like world champion, all the rest of it on it, but it's silver. So I'm assuming it's more like an interim, so to speak.
It's like a mandatory belt.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful belt.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, anything else that you wanted to say before you go? Any sort of final comments or thoughts? How?
Basically, a big thank you across the board to all the fans, specifically Australia for thank you for getting behind me. I know there's a lot of UK fans that are getting behind all this, and I'm assuming it's all going to sort of ramp up, specifically when I'm over there as well. I'll be at Ricky Hatton's gym, so I'm not sure how all that's going to work in terms of open workouts or anything, but that's where I'll be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just happy, I'm excited, I'm very calm about this whole situation, so I think you'll see a different Big Daddy on the night. And it's just going to be fun bashing someone that I don't like.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting. And I take it for anyone that's going and wants to get some Big Daddy merchandise, that's still all available.
Yeah, we got specific actual like shirts for the fight night with all the sponsors on it.
Yeah.
The KO are doing those. So if you want to go through Knockout Clothing, so www.knockoutclothing.com. They're all making them at the moment. I believe they're white because the printing just didn't work out the way it was. So they're a nice white shirt with the big bold prints on them. So yeah, I couldn't be happy with it all, and thank you for the support.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to check that out, I think there's still some tickets left, but I know they're selling very well, so you can get those obviously over in the UK.
Yeah.
Wish you all the best, mate, and I will see you in Fight Week.
I appreciate you coming out.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, man.